If you're someone who feels like no matter what you do, your bank account barely moves, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's the thing. Your first $5,000 in savings, yeah, it's the hardest milestone you'll ever hit. And most people have no idea why. They think, I just need discipline, or I just need a bigger paycheck. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not about willpower. It's about psychology, hidden money leaks, and small mistakes that compound over time. Look, everyone talks about the magic of compound interest and invest early, but almost nobody talks about the real struggle. The first $5,000 feels impossible because your brain isn't wired to value progress that starts small. Here's what I mean. Let's say you make $3,000 a month and you try to save $200. That's 6% of your income. Feels like nothing. Meanwhile, your Netflix, takeout, coffee, and little subscriptions quietly eat $250 to $300 every month. Do the math. You're in net negative territory, even though you're technically trying to save. Now, you might be thinking, Alexi, I just need to tighten my belt. Sure, that's part of it. But here's what most people don't realize. Psychology trumps math in the early stages of saving. Your brain needs visible wins, not just theoretical progress. So, let's get real. According to Bankrate 2025, only 39% of Americans could cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. That's almost 2 out of 3 people living paycheck to paycheck. And yes, that includes people making $60K plus per year. Even more shocking, the average savings account balance for Americans aged 25 to 34 is just $3,200. That means most people haven't even hit this first milestone. They're stuck in the psychological trap of thinking saving is impossible. And here's the kicker. It's not about money. It's about behavioral friction. Let's break it down. Imagine you want to save $5,000 in a year. That's about $417 per month. Sounds doable, right? But here's what most people don't factor in. Irregular expenses. $120 for car maintenance, $150 unexpected medical copays, $200 for social life, gifts, and life stuff. Suddenly, that $417 target isn't $417. You're actually trying to save $417 while managing $470 in unpredictable spending. That's negative reinforcement. Your brain sees the struggle and rewards you for spending instead of saving. This is where it gets really interesting. The average person feels a 25 to 40% mental reward from spending, even if it delays their long-term goals. That's why the first $5,000 feels so impossible. Your own brain is working against you. Here's the thing. Humans are wired to value the present over the future. Behavioral economists call it hyperbolic discounting. We'd rather spend $50 now than $200 in 6 months. That's why your first $5,000 feels like climbing a mountain, while others think it's a hill. Another reason, small wins feel invisible. Saving $50 per week doesn't give instant gratification, but spending $50 at Starbucks does. And your brain remembers that spending feeling far more vividly than the abstract concept of your future wealth. Now, you might be thinking, so what? Just tough it out. Here's the thing. Toughing it out doesn't work. You need strategic friction, mental triggers, and systems that make saving automatic. Let me tell you a story. My friend Lisa, she was making $3,500 per month, living paycheck to paycheck, and constantly frustrated because she felt saving was impossible. She wanted that first $5,000 in her account, but her money would vanish on random dinners, online shopping, and late fees. So she tried something radical. She automated $300 every month into a separate savings account and paid herself first, treating it like a recurring bill. Within 16 months, she hit $5,000. And here's the thing. Once she saw the number in her account, her motivation skyrocketed. She finally felt like she was winning the game, and that momentum carried her to $10,000 in the next 12 months. Here's what you can do starting today to get your first $5,000. Automate savings. Set up a recurring transfer to a separate account. Your brain stops fighting you. Track invisible leaks. Use an app or spreadsheet to see where every dollar goes. You'll be shocked. Start small, build momentum. Even $50 a week counts. The key is visible progress. Frame your savings wins. Treat each $500 milestone like an achievement. Celebrate it. Cut the psychological triggers. Remove temptation. Unsubscribe from shopping emails. Cancel forgotten subscriptions. Reduce frictionless spending. Here's the thing. None of this is glamorous. It's simple, but that's why it works. The first $5,000 is more about building habits than hitting numbers. This is where it gets really interesting. After your first $5,000, everything changes. Your brain starts associating saving with achievement instead of deprivation. And statistically, people who hit $5,000 in savings are 2 times more likely to continue saving consistently, according to CNBC analysis of Federal Reserve data. And here's another thing most people don't realize. That $5,000 is psychological currency. It's proof that saving is possible. It gives you leverage to take calculated risks in investing, side hustles, or even negotiating a raise because your financial foundation is no longer fragile. Now, you might be thinking, Alexi, I don't even make enough money to save $5,000. Sure, some people earn less, but the principle still applies. Small, consistent wins compound into large milestones. Even saving $25 a week adds up to $1,300 a year. Start there. Or you might be thinking, I don't want to sacrifice fun. Look, I get it. I hate the idea of cutting out everything enjoyable too. Here's what most people don't realize. You can enjoy life and save effectively. It's about prioritization and automation, not deprivation. Let's do a quick example. Suppose you save $150 per week. That's $600 per month. In 8 months, you hit $4,800. Add a $200 side hustle and bam, you're at $5,000 before the year is even over. Compare that to thinking, I'll save $500 a month someday. The mental barrier is huge. By breaking it down into weekly, visible, achievable steps, your brain starts to cooperate instead of resist. So here's the takeaway. Your first $5,000 feels impossible because of psychology, small leaks, and invisible friction, not because you're lazy or earning too little. If you implement automation, milestone tracking, and small, consistent actions, you will hit that number. Once you do, everything changes. Your mindset shifts, your confidence grows, and you can finally start thinking about $10,000, $50,000, and beyond without feeling paralyzed. If you remember one thing from today's video, it's this: progress is psychological currency. Treat each saved dollar like a victory. Momentum will carry you further than discipline alone ever could. My name is Alexi, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people can build wealth the smart way. If you're someone who feels stuck financially and wants to finally see progress, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and start implementing these steps today. Your first $5,000 isn't impossible. It's just waiting for you to take the first step.